And we are back. I'm the Dadadpanther variety streamer, and you are in the Panther's Den, and we're talking Marvel's Avengers. Hit the subscribe button and let's get into the video. They just had another dev stream as what is unofficially called Hawkeye Week continues, and we learned a lot so far this week. We've learned a lot, most of it being for the storyline, which is also nice to know where you came from, so you know where you're at. There's something deep about that I was going to say. It's going to sound like some superhero thing, but we learned about everything that's coming in patch 1.5, Hawkeye's new story, the Wasteland, the next gen niblets, and we learned that we can replay the campaign. Now, I previously stated in the last video we had a brand new IronMan skin that was revealed, and that was going to be interesting for the community, whether or not they're going to like it or not. Well, I'm here to tell you a lot of people like it. I like it as well. I'm not gonna buy it. I don't buy anything in this game. That's just my style. Now, if you buy things in this game, knock yourself out. Whether it's stuff you earn or you swipe your card, to each his own. You love it, and it looks good. So I'm pretty sure you feel good in it. So this is a brand new skin that just came out. They did a really good job keeping it very close to the comics. Very clean skin. I don't think there's anything else they need to really do to it, to be honest. I'm happy with it. Put in the comments whether or not you like it or not. Is it something you're going to purchase, or you're just hoping you get some real good RNG and you're able to get that pattern? That's another thing. They need to make it more accessible to get patterns. Remember when we used to get patterns for just playing the game, enjoying the game? Those were the times. Now, the dev stream once again was another very good dev stream. The guests they have on, it's fun and informative. I mean, you hear me say that all the time. That's for the most part what you're trying to look for in a stream. Fun and informative, and you want to get to know the person that is hosting or streaming, and you're there for who they are as a person, not necessarily the contents in which they're showing you, but who they are as a person. And it's all around. This is what, their fourth or fifth in a row where it's consistent, and it is informative and fun, and it's good TV. So with that being said, it's awesome that we're able to do some stuff in the community. Now, in a previous video, I mentioned there was an issue with not having a colorblind mode in game. I thought it was something that was already addressed after launch. Unfortunately, this is not in the game. Now, it's been on different forums of, hey, listen, are we going to add this quality of life improvement? And the last stream, I think there was a situation where somebody was trying to get that question asked, and unfortunately they weren't able to, and we were able to pick up the ball as a community and run with it on this dev stream. So if you go back and you watch the dev stream, at some point you're going to see me and other superheroes in the community literally just keep spamming colorblind mode, and you'll see it, and it was pretty awesome. And again, there was no disrespect that we're trying to do. We're trying to, how I kept saying it was, is there going to be a colorblind mode? I have friends who are asking. You guys are my friends. You guys are all cool cats, whether you hit the subscription button or not. And we were just sitting there, just all of us kept spamming the same thing over and over again, and it worked. I want to say it worked. And the reason why I want to say that is shortly after the stream on Reddit, there was a previous post. Sorry if I get the name or anything wrong on the information, but it was Fletcher421 asked a question some time ago, and one of the parts of the question was, love to hear an update on if there's any plans for Marvel's Avengers to see these types of enhancements in the future. If so, when? Because basically they had a day where they're basically saying, hey, listen, we want to make games more accessible to people with disabilities or people who have disadvantages, and things like colorblind mode and things of that nature, motion sickness, inverted access, certain things like that, where they're like, hey, listen, we care as a community. And so this person was like, okay, that's great. Hello, hand up in the air. What about us over here at Marvel's Avengers? And that went unanswered until the end of yesterday's dev stream, where CD Phil, and I did say, and we missed CD Phil and LK, the original trio. He jumps in by saying, I know accessibility is an important topic for us. I haven't responded or replied to other threads because I've been asking questions internally. I would do my best to give you guys an update on what's coming and the state of accessibility at the moment. Yes, something like that. I'll put it on the screen. You'll see it. You'll read it better than I did probably. And so Fletcher says, fantastic. thank you so much, Phil. GG to Phil for answering that question and saying that he's answering it or getting questions. I haven't had coffee yet. He is asking people in the ink, hey, what's up with this? So again, it's awesome to be a community and work together for other people. I mean, we want everybody to enjoy the game that we enjoy. The game's not always perfect. You'll never hear me sit there and say that. Now, when it will be, if it is, you'll hear me say it. I'll give credit where credit's due, but I'm cynical. I'm half full, half empty kind of guy. It is what it is. So it was awesome to have that little victory. So right now we're going to stop spamming that in the chat for the next dev stream. Okay, we're done with that. We're going to try to get an update. I'm going to keep keeping you posted on updates for that. But you know what we can start talking about in the chat? Nope, not Gear 2.0. No, not cloning labs. No, let's talk about inverted Y and X axis, if I'm saying it correctly. There are people in the community that would like the option to do that. So let's XY axis. Let's give it a go and see what happens. So GG to the community. So let's keep the focus on the community. Once again, a reminder, Assemble for Charity, a 24-hour community stream is going to be on March 18th, basically when Hawkeye goes live and all the wonderful things of patch 1.5. We're going to assemble some of the top and upcoming streamers for 24 hours. We're streaming for children for cancer. Would love if you come by. The information should be in the description. For sure, there's a short video that might be like 1 or 2 minutes. You'll see in my previous videos. We'll have the information there for sure. If you follow me on Twitch, you'll get that information as well. That's there. And there's also a Twitter for it. So, which you can get from my Twitter. So just again, it's for 24 hours. It's for kids with cancer. And it's an awesome way to give back to the community. When I first started doing YouTube videos and Twitch, one of the things I said is I wanted to continue to give back to the community, and so I want to make sure that this is not the last time I do anything that helps someone else in need. So again, I'm not getting paid for any of that. I don't get any funds whatsoever. It's 100% to an organization for kids, and just something awesome to do, man. Like, the world is a crazy place. So let's try to be a little nicer, right? Let's just try to smile. So, and I would love to tell you some of the big news that's happening. Like, when the conversation comes out, I've showed you the lineup, but I can't speak about it. Spoiler. See, now I feel like Andy and Phil. Like, I know some information. I want to say some information, but I can't say it. So let's move on. Well, this is it, guys. We are on the hype train. Everybody get on. We got plenty of room. Choo choo. There's some people, they're pointing and looking. They don't want to get on the train. They might get on the train later. I'm on the train. I can't tell you where I'm sitting. I'm sure as heck not the conductor of this thing, but it's a good time to be a Marvel's Avenger fan. Right now, again, we're having some really good dev streams, some information that's come out. Again, the game's not perfect. It isn't. But come on, let us have our fun. Let us enjoy what we're enjoying. We've been getting some really good skins, some really good marketplace updates. We've been seeing peaks of the UI. It looks like the UI is going to get a refresh. So there's like one point someone's looking at it and saying, hey, look, it shows on there there's 9 locations versus the 8 locations on the deep dive. What does that mean? Well, we're going to find out in a little less than a week. So at the end of the day, come on, man. Like, again, we're excited about this game and the future and potential of this game, and just let us have our cake, damn it. All right, so this right here that you're looking at on the screen, the world premiere, Life is Strange. Literally, Life is Strange. So basically what it is they're doing an event, and this event is going to be on March 18th. So if you thought there was hype growing for the game, or that there was hype for the game, the hype just increased as soon as this came out. You had the head of marketing directing, or the marketing director posted something. There's some other high-ranking or popular people in the Marvel video game or the Marvel realm that went ahead and posted information on this said thing, saying, hey, listen, if you're a Marvel Avengers fan, you need to get hype. You need to see this. And someone said something along the lines of watch for the sky in 7 days. And so people, the community is just losing it. They're running around like, oh, did you hear that? look to the sky. And then they're like, how do you feel about that? And then here I am, guys. It's a loaded potato of a show today. And I'm not getting on that. The hype train, I'm on it. And it's got different destinations. Like the conductor's probably like, pfft. Actually, it wouldn't be a conductor. Why does it have to be a train? Can it be like a private jet? I would like to be on a private jet. So the private jet's like, I'm the pilot, and we are going to patch 1.5. And if you look to your right, you'll see next gen improvements. Look to your left, you're gonna see replay campaign. If you look to your right, it's gonna be something along the lines that way. And at some point, the pilot is gonna say, listen, we got all this hype over here for this press conference thing. You want to go over there? We land here. It's like a layover flight, and then you take off for that hype plane. I'm probably not gonna board that one. Best of trip to everybody. I've seen this movie. Now, what I mean by that is, hear me out. Come on, hear me out. I'm a fan of the game, but I tend to look at things a little bit more cynical, right? So here's the thing, right? March 18th, a lot of people believe that they're going to reveal some ridiculous part of their plan for Marvel's Avengers. And I don't mean like something like, we'll talk about maybe a roadmap or a certain character or whatever, but I mean, a lot of people in the community are starting to talk like, this is it. This is happening. This is it. Our hopes and dreams in the blink of an eye. No pun for Thanos, whatever. But no, I just don't see it. The reason why is this event, right, is 40 minutes. I already said it's going to be a 40-minute. I don't even know if it's going to be live or pre-recorded. 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes. There's 7 video games on here. Okay. So it's 40 minutes, 7 video games. Then there's one at the end where they say they have a sister studio for Square, and they've got a few to show you from there. To me, a few is 3, right? So, Solo is 1, right? Let's just try to, maybe in the comments you can educate me and let me know if I'm wrong. A couple is 2, right? A few is 3. Some is 4 or more, right? So they say a few. I'm just gonna say 3 trailers, right? That's 10 trailers in 40 minutes. That's if they don't have any interviews in between. I don't know how much they're gonna show you to get you be like, yeah, the hype that I'm on for this. Look up in the sky. I was telling somebody as a joke, like, look up in the sky. I mean, maybe they're just fans of space aviation, and they're like, hey, they just did Starlink or whatever, and it was like 60 satellites that got added to all the other satellites that are spinning up in space. Maybe they're just like, look up to the sky. That's pretty interesting. I don't know. Look up to the sky. That's a lot. And again, they already said, they're like, hey, look, we know if we say things in this community, we hype it up. We don't want to do that. But on this one, this is different. We're going to hype it up. I'm just saying, be careful, guys. Please be careful. Proceed with caution. And I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be excited, but I'm not going to go in there overthinking it. I'm going to go in there like a movie, like I'm watching a movie, like, you know what? I heard I'm going to go see this movie. Low expectations, keep the bar low. And then I feel good when they do something nice, like, yay, look at that. Now, what could it be? Look up to the sky. It could be, if I'm saying it correctly, Kree, right? Wouldn't it just be a conversation about the storyline that we already kind of got hinted at? Spoiler alert, at the end of the campaign that we now get to replay, and now we get to reanalyze for some people. Would it be a hint or conversation at Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel, a character in which I thought would be really during the relaunch of this game, towards the end of the game. Look up to the sky. Could look up to the sky be Spider-Man? Now, I've said Spider-Man, I believe, is all hands on deck on Spider-Man. And Spider-Man, unfortunately, is only on Sony, though I wish it was something like it's limited for the first 6 months and then it goes everywhere. But they've already added extra branches. There's already emotes inside the patch you're currently playing in. Could it be that? Could it be a teaser of, hey, look, Spider-Man's coming in, which I believe will be a completely different part of the story. It'll be not a different part, just it'll be a small spoonful of what the story is for Spider-Man, because I can't think that they would have Spider-Man have a significant part of the story when other consoles and systems aren't able to partake in that. What do you do, a movie and then an Xbox person is just sitting there watching? Oh, look at that, that's Spider-Man, it's part of the story, I gotta watch this for 7 minutes. Oh, there's another one for 3 minutes, this is fun. I don't know. And I'm not throwing shade at Xbox, I own the Xbox series, so I'll be right there with you, kind of. Look up to the sky. I don't know. And I like the fact that I don't know, right? And some people are like, man, it's Black Panther. I'm telling you, it's Black Panther. They said they were going to show Black Panther. The passing of Chadwick, rest in peace. And they didn't because of it, out of respect. Okay, I'll give you that. I've said it before, and I'm not trying to be mean. Listen, I said it before. Yep, good move to them. That was how many months ago? Since then, multiple games have come out with things for Black Panther. This game, it was a great opportunity for them to relook at everything they had lined up and make some adjustments. It could be a roadmap. It could be a roadmap to say, hey, listen, this is what's coming out. If there is going to be a roadmap, I think it wouldn't be a roadmap. I'm hoping it's going to be phases like Marvel's Avengers, or Marvel's, how they do their phases for their movies. That's what I'm hoping. Right? But man, it could be a peak. But you know what I'm thinking it's going to be? I think it's going to be a more insight of the trailer from Kate, a little bit of Kate, and a whole lot of Hawkeye. And it's going to be basically them selling to new people this brand new patch, this brand new update. I'm hoping if they do go that route, then added on to it is cloning labs and super adaptoid, is what I'm hoping. But the reason why I'm not hyped about this is I just, like I said at the beginning, I saw this movie. Welcome to my podcast now. It's a podcast. It's officially a podcast. I said at the beginning, other than it being a loaded potato, I feel like I've seen this movie before. Ubisoft, same studio, developing studio, publisher, how you want to call it, AAA mega house that brought you games like Rainbow Six, the Division series, Watch Dogs, Far Cry. I can't think of them all. Phoenix Rising. You get what I'm saying, right? You've heard of them. Assassin's Creed. They did something like this. I forgot what it was called. I feel like it was called like UB Forward. And it was showcasing a bunch of games. They were like, hey, listen. So what it is like you're sitting at the table with friends, people in your community who are under the umbrella of a certain type of game. In this situation, Ubisoft. Now, if you happen to play every game that's on there, or a couple of games on there, then it's a lot of stuff for you. But if you happen to play only one game, just going to make an example, The Division. And you're like, man, The Division, they're going to show some stuff. The people in the community for The Division who stream the game and who, you know, head of marketing and all this other stuff, man, they're tweeting about it. They're tweeting about this event. And you're like, man, I got to see this event. This is going to be awesome. Then you get there and you watch the event and it starts. You see the logo, The Division. You're like, oh, here it goes. You're standing up in your chair. You're like, okay, here we go. And then you see the video. It's just a video playing. You're like, here we go. Yep, that's what they talked about. That's the building. Yep. And those are the enemies that got leaked 2 weeks ago. That was the rumor. Nope, that was the stuff they talked about in the dev stream. Yep. And then it finishes and you're like, wait, they just showed us everything that we knew officially and unofficially. Like, they didn't even really show us anything new. But then to someone who's brand new, who just started playing The Division, or somebody who's in the community at the table under the umbrella that is Ubisoft, maybe they're playing Assassin's Creed and they're like, man, I didn't know The Division did that. I didn't know they had that aspect. I didn't know that's coming. That looks pretty cool. I might try that out. But to you, the hardcore fan, or the one that's been there since day one, or you might know all the information out there and you're listening to me and I might have tipped you off or something. I don't know. But you kind of walk away from the experience like, for the division thing they did, they actually gave us ducks. Yeah, they gave us ducks, because basically what it was they said they were going to show something. And again, it doesn't bother me. I went in with low expectations on it, and they said they were going to show something. And a lot of people were thinking, I think at the time it was like Skyscraper. They were hoping PvP, another expansion, something like that. And they were doing interviews with other devs, love for the devs. And they were talking about the storyline of the ducks. If you ever play the division, there's ducks all over the city of Washington, DC. And I believe the story was, this is why it's a podcast, I can just ramble. And I think the story was something like, there was a duck on a dev's desk, and they would just like, it would be a fun, like a office pet, if you would, this fake duck. And so they would just animate the duck and put it in certain spots as markers to say, hey, look, check this bug out over here. Take a look at this unfinished thing. Can you add something to this? Almost like a bookmark, if you would, or even a highlighter. And then someone started putting things like very productive and other things in the game, and it just became this little cool Easter egg, no pun intended, of ducks around the map. I've enjoyed them from playing the game and didn't know the story. I enjoyed the story of understanding a little bit more about the background of this game and how they put this together, and just also the passion of the men and women who developed this game. But because of the hype that was done of, you got to go watch this, a lot of people were upset about the duck. It became like a meme or something. That's why I said, hey, look, maybe I've seen this movie before. The hype that grows on this event. I'm looking at this event like from a shareholder's perspective. You remember the Marvel events? We just had one just passed, maybe one or two actually, where Disney would do their trailer release, and they'll show you everything they got. And they'll show you everything they have. They'll show you this, the trailer for this, the trailer for that. As nice as that is, that's not for us per se. And I could be completely wrong. Let me know in the comments. Because if you go back and you watch those, the press conference, what does it constantly say in between the break and in the title, even in the website and where you can find it? Shareholder meeting, shareholder presentation. And then what happens right after that? You hear that the stocks went up off the expectations of the first, third, second, fourth quarter. Sure, it's nice that we get to see the trailer. These are meetings or conversations they would have behind closed doors, but this one was so big because of COVID that this was the best way to get it out there. Again, remember, we got to see a big package from stuff from all over the world. And to find the website, you had to have someone give you a link to give you a link to get a link to be able to see this information. I say that to say this showcase is going to be awesome. They're going to showcase some stuff that they've been working on, some things that they are working on, and some things that probably no one's seen yet. But go in it with an open mind. Go in it with a low expectation. Enjoy what you have right now with patch 1.5. If you happen to get a little flyby from Captain Marvel, it's going to feel that much better, in my opinion. If you get a voiceover from Christopher Judge, who's the rumor to be T'Challa, Black Panther in the game, enjoy it. Turn up the volume and embrace the voice, boy. But I can't. Like I said, I'm hoping that it's a trailer for Cloning Labs. I'm hoping it's a trailer for crossplay. I'm hoping it's a trailer for Super Adaptoid. I've got stuff that I would love for the community to get. I'm just not going in there thinking they're gonna give us anything. Like someone told me Hawkeye's out. They're like, man, Hawkeye's out, so they could show us Wakanda. Okay, they could tease anything. But the conversation I'm having with people are like, they're going to show us like, you know, a good 10 minutes of this, or they're going to show you a teaser trailer, you know, for 7 minutes about going to space. And to me, I just can't put my head around it, because if they're doing this on the 18th and Hawkeye comes out on the 18th, right? I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. Why would you spoil the storyline for more than half of your player base that hasn't even loaded the game yet? Right? Why? How would you feel as a consumer as a fan of the game, casual or hardcore, you got to go to work, you're in school, you got to sleep. Your internet connection is set up differently, whatever the case is. And then you watch this press conference because you're hyped about the game. And then they show you Black Panther. There's 2 trains or buses that take you to the city of the dead. And then the Beyonders come and you're fighting them. And Spider-Man came to help Hawkeye because Hawkeye couldn't beat this new Hulk by himself. So we need some new heroes. So Captain Marvel flies in and then she gets beaten. And then that's Doctor Strange. And then the trailer ends. I don't know. That'd be hype. Don't get me wrong. I'll get hyped at that. That'd be awesome. But it also would kill the storyline or the experience for people who didn't even get Kate yet, or didn't play with Kate yet. So I don't know. 8M said a while ago that there is something with Black Panther. It could be a trailer or a tease or some type of dialogue that's in the patch that you're currently on now. So it could be at the end of Hawkeye's storyline. You're going to get a little something like that. I don't know. But again, I believe Spider-Man would be Sony's baby to reveal. Now, I don't know. I mean, put in the comments. Obviously, we know the situation somewhat with Sony and Spider-Man. But Spider-Man is such a big character as far as video game wise, and obviously movie and pop culture and comics. But he's done so well in the last 2 versions that we've had him, even in Marvel's Future Fight, one of the top tier characters. So this game has to show him off in a certain light. So I'm like, I don't know if you show a teaser of him now, but I do find it, I've said before, I find it very strange, right? That they're talking about the PlayStation 5. They're like, hey, PlayStation 5 graphics, PlayStation 5 graphics, next gen on PlayStation 5. That's Sony. Is there a deal for that? Like, I just feel like the cynical part of me is like, hey, look, it's money involved. Sony has a deal with Spider-Man. We want you to talk about the PlayStation 5. If you do this for us, we're going to go ahead and give you the rights to Spider-Man or something. I don't know. Hey guys, you're almost finished with the game? Yeah, we're almost finished the game. Everything is great. The coding is fine. Hey, just got off a shareholder meeting. We're going to get Spider-Man. Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to add him. Shoot, we can add him maybe a year or 2 down the line with the DLC. It's going to be awesome. Everyone's cheering like, yeah, devs, woo. No, guys, we want him to be out by, I think in March, and a year within the game coming out. Wait, what? Yeah, we're thinking March. Yeah, but we would have to redo figure it out. We don't know what's happening in there. But again, whatever it is going to give me something to talk about. And it's going to be interesting. So if you're going to partake March 18th, and there's so much stuff to do on March 18th, man, you got the 24-hour stream charity, check. You have Hawkeye and patch 1.5 next gen replay campaign, check, right? You have this presser that is going to be 40 minutes with 7 to 10 trailers on it, maybe some interviews, and they made a focus point to tell you Marvel's Avengers. Mind you, on the list, Marvel's Avengers isn't even the top 3 game that they're mentioning on this flyer. I digress. Listen, just at the end of the day, if you're enjoying the game, you're enjoying the game. And if you're enjoying my company or the voice that you're hearing, hit the subscribe button, like all that other stuff. It was an awesome podcast. There's so much to talk about. I can't wait until the Hawkeye thing. Like this is happening. Later on today, we're gonna get more information and probably some developmental storyline type stuff about him from people who help, build him or, create him in this universe. So that's gonna be awesome. And I'll be back and we'll talk. To everybody at Twitch who's like, man, The Dad Panther disappeared for what seems like a week. I've just been focusing on putting this out, so my apologies. So we should be back on schedule next week. To the cool cats, thank you once again for the support, telling all the squirrels to tell the other squirrels. Until next time, kalika-lika-low.